Hello, colors. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We start with defender Ronald Araujo, as the Barca defensive mainstay has suffered a minor cheekbone fracture, but he will be available for the Girona clash. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this former Barca left back, Junior Firpo, as of course he recently had an interview where he discussed about issues with former boss Ronald Koeman, where he said, Koeman told me I was contaminating the group. We are also going to discuss on everything he said. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. For those who are just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are so much welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. More fitness issues have cropped up to deal with for Barcelona, although in this case rather less than the recent one for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who will have to undergo surgery to solve his back problems. According to Tony Juan Marti of Sport, defensive mainstay Ronald Araujo suffered a small fracture to his cheekbone in the match against Atletico Madrid. So how did the injury happen? In an action in the match against Diego Simeone's side, Araujo received a blow on the face that left him lying on the ground for a few moments. Despite this, the Uruguayan international continued to play without any problems as Barcelona secured a hard-fought 1-0 victory, courtesy of Joao Felix's first half goal. After the game, Araujo started to experience some pain, and medical checks confirmed that the player suffered a small fracture in his cheekbone. So, will he be able to face Girona? Despite the setback, the idea is that Araujo can still start this Sunday's match against leaders Girona in La Liga. The defensive mainstay is now essentially Barcelona's first captain, considering that Sergi Roberto does not play regularly and ter Stegen is out for the foreseeable future. Araujo is a player who is synonymous with commitment and would not want to miss a game that is extremely vital for Xavi's side, as they hope to close the gap to the top of the table. Mundo Deportivo further adds that the centre-back will be playing with facial protection in the upcoming games until the injury heals completely, which could take about 3 weeks. Araujo is always a fighter. Araujo has been there whenever needed. Luckily enough, he will be able to play against Girona, such an important game that we need him to be there against La Liga leaders Girona. And of course, Ronald Araujo continues to be one of the best defenders, not just for Barca, not just for La Liga, but for the world of football. And of course, this report, claims that he picked up a very minor knock in the game against Atletico on his face. And of course, that will not be a huge problem preventing him to start against or to even play against Girona. He will be available for that important clash, and I think that should bring some smiles on our faces. Ronald Araujo continues to be a top-notch defender. His attributes to the game. He's such a player that fans love so much. And I'm so happy that he will be able to play against Girona, which definitely will be a tough game for us. A game that will be so important for us to win, to have any hopes of really going out there to retain that La Liga that we won last season. Of course, we know that centre backs are very important for us. We have one of the best centre backs pairings in La Liga. Koundé, Araujo, Christensen, Inigo Martinez. For Inigo Martinez, of course, he's out for the foreseeable future. And luckily enough, Araujo will be available because had it been Araujo injury would meant he will not play against Girona. After we just lost Inigo Martinez with an injury, I think that could have been very, very harsh on us. But luckily enough, reports confirm that he will be able to make it for that important game against Girona. So we expect Xavi to maybe start him as usual because Araujo, he's a player who always starts games, except that the injury is somehow not the best, that he might maybe enter second period. But I think I think you should be the one to start alongside Kunde in that centre back role. Maybe the right back, we have Cancelo, but we've been seeing Cancelo play left back a lot. Xavi has been fancying him playing there because when Xavi sees that results are coming our way, he likes to maintain the lineup. But let's see how it goes on Sunday night against Girona. Or you can still put Kunde right back, Christensen play alongside Araujo in that centre back. Then we have left back played by Joao Cancelo. I've seen that left back now mostly been played by him in recent matches, as Alejandro Bade has been a bench player recently and have been of course not been happy with the way things have been. Like we saw against Atletico last Sunday there were reports saying Bade was so furious to the level where he left to the dressing room immediately the final whistle came. I mean, because Xavi told him to warm up, maybe to prepare him to be as a substitute, but at the end, Xavi opted not to put him on the pitch, which made him so angry. Then on to the next story of discussion. For a possible transfer cost up to 30 million euros, Barca agreed to acquire Junior Firpo from Real Betis back in 2019. Firpo was brought in with the intention of providing competition to Jordi Alba as a secondary left-back option, but things did not turn out to be all sunshine and rainbows for the Dominican. Barcelona's tumultuous environment, paired with the player's personal issues, led to a spell enshrouded in complications. Now, taking a trip down memory lane, Firpo reflected on his time in Barcelona and more specifically, what went wrong, commenting on the huge upturn in pressure he faced when making the leap from Betis to Barcelona. Firpo said, "It was totally different because of the first time. That moment marked me for the worst. I started like this, with a mistake in my first game as a starter. And on top of that, the coach took me off at halftime. That makes you start on a very bad foot and with criticism. As much as I didn't try to read them nowadays, everything reaches you, especially with social networks. After that game, I had thousands of comments and insults, thousands of private messages and threats. I thought, has it been that bad? Yes, okay, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. We lost, but the repercussions was much bigger than at Betis. Firpo excellent season under Betis earning many plaudits, and speaking about the difficulty on one finds turning down a top club, he said, if Barcelona or Real Madrid or City or Liverpool come to you, it is difficult to say no, no matter how much you know that you are not going to be a starter. Jordi Alba was there, but I knew he was not going to be. I knew that I wouldn't have the importance or the prominence of Betis, but I was going to learn. I talked about this a lot with Lo Celso. When I was at Betis, I would get to the baseline and put the ball to him, which was the play they made Jordi Alba and Messi. Well, now I wanted to do it with Messi. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.